Another tactic, this is actually a very good tactic if you like to abuse the game. In fact, if you're a finesse shot user like myself, this can be very, very effective because you have both the lamb and the ram in the perfect positions for finesse shots. In this formation, the lamb and the ram, remember like FIFA 19 old school days where you'd use the 4-2-3-1 for the finesse shots? These positions are very important. I'm using Acuna, the evolution. I'm just using Bellingham there as an example. Now, for the central cam, you can go with someone who's got the power shot. I'm using Rashford there, for example. I believe he uses Bobby Charlton. But you can also go with a finesse shot taker as well. And then, of course, the marksman striker. Personally speaking, I use Son. I've actually got, so I basically have a finesse shot basically in the front three. And then my cam has the power shot. Ignore Bellingham for a second. That is basically the way it is. Normally, I'd have someone like Salah on the right hand side, or you can have someone more commonly used like Elise. But that would be the setup that I would do with my team. Now, what's interesting is that he has all the players on Playmaker. It's very interesting. I think with Playmaker, the benefit is they're forward enough and therefore finesse shots and long shots. So I think that is where Playmaker really works. I think me personally speaking, if I was to use something like the 4-2-3-1, I would very much prefer to have something like a shadow striker here. But if you are going to be using that kind of stance, then you most definitely can use a Playmaker there as well. But build up one sits a bit too deep, but a balanced would be absolutely perfect.
Do you want to get better at FC 25? Now, before you skip ahead, what if I told you if you join my FC school and you didn't get better after 1 month, I'll refund your money? I can say this because I've been running my FC school for many, many years and thousands of students join and even stay on. We go over complete in-depth gameplay tutorials showing you both the theory of something and the gameplay examples using real-life examples in a structured format that's like a course. The videos are on a systematic learning system teaching you everything from the core mechanics, the basics to the meta so you can get better as a whole with explanations that go beyond the scope of my YouTube channel. FC School has already started with every single tactical layout, focuses, meta cards, and learn the meta before it even becomes the meta. So come join thousands of others in a mature audience community for those looking to get better at FC 25, patreon.com/nilguides, or click the link down below. Now, when you join, we already have a library of hundreds of videos, more than my YouTube channel, in fact, with new videos on FC 25 getting constantly added so you'll never run out of content. The biggest mistake people do is they spend thousands of dollars on FP points every year thinking this will make them better, but it won't. But now it's time for you to make that change. Don't forget, if you don't get better after 1 month, just send me a message and I'll refund your money. That's the Nil Guides guarantee. Links down below in the description, patreon.com/nilguides.
But you have two CDMs, perfect there for holding. I believe he plays Douglas Luiz. Interesting, none of them have a long ball, none of his CDMs. You can still do those long ball passes backwards. One thing that I've been using a lot is Bellingham. Yes, I know he's not a CDM, but I've been using players like Stanway and using incisive passes to the strikers, almost like a manual pass, kind of like a pinged pass, but a manual pass at the same time. But you can go with two CDMs here, completely fine. So attacking wise, you're basically abusing the game. So if you're looking for a finesse shot, power shot, and you know you like to use that, this is definitely the way to go. And the benefit of Playmaker is that's the code, by the way. We'll go over that in a second. But the benefit of Playmaker is that they're not wide. You know, when you put them as a half winger or a shadow striker, they're too forward. Half winger, they're too wide. But being at the Playmaker, they actually had the perfect situation to do those finesse shots as well. Then what's very, very interesting is he has one of his left backs on a wing back balanced. It kind of depends how you play this, having that wing back going forward. You can even have two. But one thing I would say, just my quick suggestion is if you're going to have one, the wing backs, it's better off just having the back three there and stable. In fact, what you could also do is you can use the new instruction. So if you wanted to, you could do, for example, this is a new thing, you could do wide half and you can do defend. And what that does is basically your CDM moves over to the left-hand side and covers for Kadioglu. Let's say, for example, Kadioglu, as an example, is attacking wing back like this. Then what the idea is Sissoko will play basically a CDM, and therefore you keep your back four in shape and you have one CDM. That way you keep the stability and you have a player going forward and you just move someone from the center mid. And that's the benefit because, you know, before the thing I didn't like is, yeah, you can make a CDM a center back, but most time you don't want that because you push your left back out wide. But this is actually a very interesting way to cover. So if you are going to, you can use wing back just like how he does. If you are going to do that system, I would most definitely would recommend using a wide half. Definitely one thing that I'd recommend and one change that I would make. But the rest of it, I got no other changes. These are tactics. His build-up style is balanced. For his defensive approach, I'm not exactly sure what his exact defensive approach is. I don't think it's 50 because I copied the code that was given by Footwiz. I believe maybe he gave it to them, whatever. So bear in mind, it could be, I'm probably going to guess it's probably around 60 and above, 61 and above. That's what I'd say. The build-up style is unbalanced. Again, remember, it's a lot of L1 triggers. You could argue one thing that I like to do is, in a 4-2-3-1, I like to have my striker on poacher. The only one that I'd have advanced forward for singular strikers if I want the ball to the feet. So someone like Son who can do those finesse shots, that is where maybe I would use some of those players. But the key thing is using those players. Look, as long as you have two good passes, I think whoever you're going to move to the left-hand side, make sure they got good pace. So if you got someone, I know it's not a CDM, but like Valverde, for example, who's got very good sprint speed, that will be what's key. So if you are going to use a player in that role, don't forget it's only in possession. Out of possession, they default back to the two CDMs. But the idea is when you have possession and Kadioglu's gone forward, Sissoko or your left CDM is there to cover that role. But that's it. That's what I would change. I'm going to quickly go to find something here actually to show you that who he's exactly playing in this system. Actually, I've got it just over here. So you can see he's got Ginola up front. The good thing with Ginola is he has that aerial presence. Ginola is like one of my favorite players. The good thing with the market crash now is Ginola is so cheap. You know, he's 1.3 or something. Not that Ginola. That one's a bit too expensive. But you could go for the regular Ginola. And the benefit is that he does have a technical playstyle. So those of you that struggle with dribbling, with the buff, the technical buff to left stick dribbling, left dribbling, technical dribbling can also work very, very well. But of course, if you have the money, most definitely go for this Ginola. With a quick step, you're just going to abuse, of course, the speed boost. He's got Douglas Luiz with a ping pass. Bobby Charlton has a power shot. Elise and Simmons, they both have the finesse shot playstyle. So pretty much a very solid team, if you're asking me. I'm going to just show you some quick gameplay examples from me to show you a bit. You can see, for example, your CDMs are there in the right place at the right time. But also, when you're attacking, you have those three players. They're not far forward, but they're basically in the best place to finesse. You see where they're positioned right now. And that is one of the key things with this formation. So most definitely check it out. This is the code. And as I said, that's the changes that I would make. You don't have to make those changes. You could leave it exactly how he does it, like this. The wing back, ideally try to get someone here with a wing back plus. People always ask for this role. Ideally, someone who's quick, someone that can work up and down the pitch quickly is ideally what you want here, as opposed to someone that is slower. That's what I'd recommend for that left back role. And for the CDMs, you just need someone that's quick. He's got super keeper on balance. I don't even need to use it if you don't like that. But anyway, that is his tactics. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. And of course, I will catch you next time. And if you want to get better FC, you can join my Patreon. So it's patreon.com/snow guides, or click here if you don't get better after 1 month. I'll refund my snow guides guarantee. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. And of course, catch you next time. Peace.